Hey guys, a new update just came out in Frostborn or in the OBT of Frostborn, and I'm going to show you everything that's in that update. The first thing you need to know is that portals, the army camp, does not end up going away. So I'm going to show you guys what the army camp looks like now, because it is kind of important to understand when you do all of the other things, why it even makes sense. So let me go into there. There's actually quests now for you to do portals because it's now integrated into the game. Hopefully they fix the bugs in the portals. I don't know if they have yet. I haven't checked it, and honestly, I'm so sick of portals. I'm probably not going to. But you can see here that they got rid of the season points because the season 2 in this OB2 is over. I don't know if you're watching this video before season 2 is over, but in this OBT, this will be released after season 2 is over. So now you can rank up in these things, and basically you can get this bonus every week now. So if you're like, man, I really want to get the Ice Fox, that's like something you really want, you can get it now. In fact, even if you just get to 2,000, you can get these 2 chests every single week for forever. You do have to complete a portal to get to that, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure that in the next week, if you completed 2 portals, you could go on there and just lose a portal and still get the bonus for this chest, even though you didn't win a portal. As long as once you finish that portal, your number is above that 2,000. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But the point is, if you really wanted the Ice Fox, you don't have to rush in that season. You can, in fact, the best way to get the Ice Fox, probably because it scales so much, would just to be get to 1900 and then do a portal each week. You're only going to get 1 chest a week, but eventually you should get that Ice Fox, and that's probably the cheapest way to do it. Though getting double is, so I would say either 1900 or 2000. And there's going to be quests to do these portals, so keep that in mind. It doesn't look like these guys have any quests anymore, which makes sense. So we're all very much related to season 2. So that's one change. That's not even the biggest change of this update, but it was kind of important to share that because it affects you guys in season 2. And I'm assuming you're going to be watching this while season 2 is ending up. So this is the new zone. It looks kind of like the Valheim end part with the hand. But before I go into this spot, because honestly, I don't think that's the biggest part of this update, there's a few things I want to mention. You'll see up there in the top left, you'll see this Frostborn Birthday. I don't know if you guys know, but Frostborn and I have the same birthday, October 18th. This October 18th will be Frostborn's first birthday, and it'll be my 36th birthday, but it's kind of special that Frostborn and I share a birthday. It's kind of almost one of those coincidences that seems too good to be true. But more importantly than me sharing a birthday with Frostborn is that Frostborn is giving away 100 coins for anyone who reaches level 50 by the birthday celebration. Okay, so you get to get these coins, and those 100 coins, if you started the game, I'm pretty sure you had 50 coins. So if you are if you kept those coins, if you start a new account and you get those coins, you are going to be able to build a repair table. But there was also a time we got that compensation for 100 coins. Another time we got compensation for 50 coins. So basically, if you've been saving your coins, which some of us have, you should be able to get the repair table. And that is such a huge game changer, okay? Getting the repair table will make a dramatic change in the game for you if you have not gotten the repair table. So and then they add some books in there and some marks and some other good stuff for getting up there. So it's a really sweet gift from Frostborn. Another really important change is if you click over here in the axe, you will see that they changed the layout of it. So there's, all of this. Then there's NPCs. After completing a task, return to the character for a reward. So now I think when you get a bunch of tasks, they're going to show up in here. You're going to see which NPC you got that task from, what you have to do, instead of, and that's really nice because sometimes in the tasks you can only see a few tasks at a time. and there they are. They all show up here. So I guess if you got a quest from an NPC, then it would show up here, whereas otherwise it's here. And then you've got the classes. You can go through all the different classes to see, you know, what you need next, what you need to get to the next level of, you know, what you're going for. And then it's got your season tasks. So complete any book in the Temple of Ancestors. So that's what we're doing when we go into here. There is another really huge change besides this season, but I'll get into that here in a second. Okay, so here's the Temple of Ancestors. He goes on and talks about, you know, how we need the lore of our ancestors to really fight against Hell's envoy. And so basically, you know, it's pretty simple. You've got, this goes into like rocky and forest locations. You're going to find these type of chests, these pages. They're going to be personal if you find them. So click take all quickly, and that way they're yours, and then no one else can take them. And knowing even if they kill you, they're going to be locked into that zone. And when you complete this book, which is going to be really easy to do, you get 10 season points, which isn't going to be a whole lot long term, but it's good short term. Then you can see here that I went to the Forest of Shadows, and they're in chests. Okay, they're in chests of these zones, or in this case, they're also in the chest of the tombs. And if I completed this book, I would get 30 season points. And then you can see the theme here in the guest hall of and the sanctum. You can get these different pages in the chest, and that can give you a book, a third book. And and also I'm pretty sure you can get some of these books in Odin's caches. I could be wrong on that though. We're still investigating everything, but that also gives you 50 seasons. Then if you do the Forge, you can get 100 points. And if you do the Archives, you can get 200 points. Now, some of you might be like, oh man, I don't want to do Odin's, or like maybe you're scared of some of that kind of stuff. Guys, Odin's is awesome. Like Odin's is the way to get rich in this game. If you have not seen my videos, I have so many tutorials on Odin's on my tutorial channel. I've got ways to show you guys how to do this. You're going to be getting rich by playing the game. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about this because if you play the game a lot, you can get a ton of season points, but we'll see what the chest at the end ends up giving you. So that's it. That's what you can get for those season points. You get a lot of season points there, and then you can go over here and you can turn in all of these books for a legendary book and 200. Okay, but first you have to go over here, and so you can turn in one of these books and one of these books. So I think that book's the first one, and then the Sanctum book. You can turn those in for 150 more points. So you basically you combine it for even more, and then when you get this, the Saga number 1, you can turn that in for here, Saga number 1. And once you complete all of these, then you get the final saga about the God's Return, which is going to be, I think this season's going to have a lot of storyline to it. I think the devs have been working on the storyline for a really long time. We haven't seen much of it in a long time, and it seems like with their birthday coming, maybe this is when they're like, okay, this is when we want the story to all come out. So they've put it within a season, and I have a feeling that this will probably also stay. Obviously, the season rewards won't stay, but I imagine this kind of stuff will stay. And you'll notice you're going to have to do a lot of Odin's, normal Odin's. A little bit of Archives, a little bit of the Forge, but mostly you're going to be doing... is that another Archives book? Maybe it's more even than I thought, actually. So, yeah, it looks more even than I thought. So it's not going to be easy to get these books, but it's going to be part of the storyline, and you're going to get the season quest, which there's two main things you need to know about the season quest. There's a lot of content in this update. There's the brown links you get just by, buying premium. You immediately get the brown links. Lynxes are cool because you can mount them quicker than a normal mount. So if you're just a kind of run away from people type of person, you just go in for the resources and you want to get out, then the Lynx is going to be really good for you because you're going to be able to mount it super fast and get out. Versus like the fox, you can hide in grass, and the armored horse, you can travel really fast on the world map. Each I love that they're making all of the mounts kind of have their own little niche spot. And then if you do this chest, which is going to be at the end, you get the black fox, you get the golden boar, which is so cool looking, and then you get the graylings, which doesn't look as cool. It might look really cool in the game though. And then you get some purple weapons. So really, I said I was concerned about this season, and I'm actually not concerned anymore because you can't get anything broken. I mean, none of this is that good. I mean, skins are amazing, don't get me wrong, but these are all level 1 animals, so you could get, like 20 of these and it wouldn't break the game. You could get 100 of them and it wouldn't really break the game. You would just have maybe 1 level 4 animal, maybe 2. So it's not even. Yeah, you would just get you would have like 1. So it's pretty clever the way they did it. And so I'm hoping that this will finally be an update that doesn't come out, a season that doesn't come out and then gets worse later on, because the last 2 seasons, the first one was obviously the worst. We felt like it was an amazing season, but it was broken. People could have gotten thousands of coins, and instead of fixing it from being destroyed by those people, they just destroyed it for everyone. Season 2 though was awesome. It was really good for everyone could get the witch doctor, which is very important that you get the witch doctor. I'm going to talk about that here in a second, but they made it hard to get like the special, rift looking boar skin. So I really like the way the devs are doing that. They're pushing it to where it's available to free-to-play players. Like this update, you're going to be able to have a repair table as a free-to-play player. That's truly, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I love that they did that. Good job, devs. That's amazing. And then another really important thing about this, they've got this armor, which isn't that important. 18% movement speed is just a little bit in between dragon armor and other purple armor. So this is going to be a little bit faster armor. So it says that it's special armor, but in the dev notes it said medium armor, and here it says, especially good for people that have, mass assassins or ranged combat. So, and it says specialization, I don't get the armor. So I'm pretty sure it says it's a special armor, but it's actually going to change over to medium armor. That would make the most sense. They did add 2 things in the game. They added the new Assassin's Dagger, which if you run the numbers, we ran the numbers on it, the Fire Dagger is still going to do more sneak attack damage even as the Assassin, okay? Even if someone, if they're like a crazy armored, put an armor potion, I'm sure this sneak attack might do a little bit more damage, but I don't know. Like we're talking about this, if someone has, let's say 80 armor, the Fire Dagger is going to do around 90 damage. So the 50 goes up to 250 and then multiplies back down to 90, and that's not including other multipliers. That's just the base of the damage. Whereas this, 192 damage, but it ignores 30% of their armor. It's going to end up doing about 88 damage. So 95 damage for the Fire Dagger, 88 for this. But every hit you do after that, this is going to do way more damage because you're going to be ignoring that armor and you're going to be doing 64 damage. It's got 71 DPS, whereas the Fire Dagger doesn't have nearly that much DPS. So this is going to be the better weapon for an assassin who's trying to get kills on people with really good gear. It is going to be better, but it's not. The Fire Dagger was already really special to be able to stun them, run up, get that sneak attack, and then use your quick step to sneak attack them again. This weapon will be maybe it'll be about just as effective on that, but what I think it's going to create is it's going to create more assassins that don't have to be that skilled. Like you saw one of my recently my free-to-play solo. I played against a sharpshooter, and I snuck, and then I attacked before it registered as me sneaking, and I didn't get the sneak attack damage, and I ended up losing that fight. I'm not going to need to do that with this. If I get this dagger right here, then I will still be a stronger opponent, even if I'm not getting those sneak attacks in. I'll still be able to do quite a bit of damage with that extra attack, and if I could stick to that archer, which I'm not saying I can, but if I could stick to the archer, then I would probably still be able to do a lot of damage. But it is also really, this weapon makes the bandit really amazing. This is an amazing weapon for the bandit. People think of it as a weapon for the assassin, but it's actually a weapon for the bandit, which goes into some changes they made on classes. One of the biggest, probably the biggest change in the game. But before I do that, I want to show you this overpowered bow that has a 20% chance to stun targets for a second, which disrupts their skills. It's just so powerful. This is such a powerful bow, and it's got 72.5 DPS, which is much bigger than the Wrath Staff. It's the best weapon in the game. So I really hope they buff the Skull Claws. They should make Skull is the hardest boss in the game. I don't know why they don't buff it, but anyways. So that's it, guys, and then afterwards you get these. So, and like I said, it's brilliantly done. They're all level 1 things, so you can get millions of them, and as long as you got, it doesn't break the game. It's a really clever thing that they did. So I don't think we're going to be experiencing them, even though you can get unlimited season points, kind of like that first season. I don't see them depressing how many points you get or making the season harder later on, because they didn't make this box broken, which is awesome. Good job, devs. But as I was saying, this weapon is going to be the best weapon for the bandit, because the biggest change they made, is you can see here that there are now level 4 classes for every single class. So you can see that the Berserk goes up 25 extra damage, 25% more damage, and an extra 20 hit points. Honestly, I don't think they buffed the Berserk enough to make it balanced. I think the Berserk has not been seen a whole lot lately, and honestly, I think that what they could do with the Berserk is just increase the ranged weapons inflict, I would say, 30% less damage to them. I think that wouldn't be overpowered, and it would give the Berserk a place, because the Berserk would then counter ranged units. And then the Ice Mage didn't get buffed either. I mean, the Ice Wall does last a little bit longer, and I haven't checked it out. It's possible that actually, I'm just gonna check it out right now. I seriously doubt they did anything to the Ice Mage, but just so that I'm not telling you guys anything false, let's go check out and make sure that the Ice Mage wasn't buffed. Because one of the things that the players have been asking for is to give a bigger ice wall, a fatter ice wall, and so let's see if they did that. Let's see if they made it a little bit easier to hit people with that ice wall. Because if they did, then that makes a big difference, right? Because part of it is an advanced player is going to avoid your ice wall, and so let's see if we get this. No, doesn't look like it. All right. So now it's possible that an Ice Mage 4 could have a fatter thing, but I wouldn't recommend investing the 20,000 points into the Ice Mage to then just find out they didn't buff it and it's still the worst class in the game. So then you got the Pathfinder, which now the Ice Mage does, have 20% extra damage. Yeah, they just did a bad job. The Ice Mage should have plus 30% damage, or maybe their Ice Path they need to buff the Ice Mage. The Ice Mage is just bad, and the Ice Mage 4, from the numbers sake, is even worse. than the Ice Mage 3 in comparison to other level 4 classes. So the Pathfinder has plus 25% attack, which is kind of the par of the course for a lot of the damage dealing classes. A little more hit points, kind of normal. They didn't increase this. They did make it to where the Hellsmark does a lot of a significant amount of initial damage, but that's not really that big of a deal. They didn't increase how much damage the players give to him, which is it's fine because the Pathfinder was already really powerful for the team, but I would say that definitely it makes it to where the Pathfinder is going to not, at the level 4 level, it's not going to be quite as good maybe as it was. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just do a whole video on all of these classes. I'm going to include the Witch Doctor. I'm just going to hit the highlights for this video, and that is the Fire Mage is broken. It goes up to plus 100%, plus the 25% with stacks. So, but they also know that and they gave it to where you need to do 30,000 mastery points instead of the 20 to 25 that the other classes need. The Protector is going to become a little weaker. The Illusionist might be a little stronger, but not compared to the Fire Mage, so just go Fire Mage. The Archmage, the Druid has a new max HP at 460, which is pretty crazy. The Assassin will do a little bit more damage, so with that knife, the Shadow Step does an increased 10% damage in addition to doing a stealth attack. So the Assassin 4 is going to be very powerful. We're going to see a lot of Assassin 4s with the new dagger and a lot of Fire Mage 4s because they do so much damage, and then we'll probably see some Hunters with the new bow because the new bow's kind of ridiculous. Maybe some Sharpshooters with the new bow. The Sharpshooter might have a little bit of a comeback because it has that extra damage, but you're going to just be doing so much stunning constantly, and you can slow. Basically, you can stun someone with your bow, and then if they use their Dispel, then you've got the ability. Actually, I think the Hunter, now that I think about it, the Hunter's still going to be king because basically you're going to shoot, run, and then when you stun, you're going to lean into it, and then when they finally you bait their Dispel or whatever it is, then you run in and you go in for the kill. So it's I think that bow's gonna just make things really powerful. So again, the three things that have already been a lot in the game. The Thrasher did get a good upgrade, but I don't know with those other three things I mentioned if the Thrasher's gonna really be able to measure up. So, and then the Archmage did get a level 5, but I don't think, like, I look at the stats, they don't increase how long this is, which is good. It doesn't break the game. This will help, but honestly, it's hard to hit a polymorph unless you're invisible. With a good team, they're not going to let you do that. And so I would say that the Archmage is not broken. And then when I do that other video about all of the classes, I will go ahead and mention what the Witch Doctor has as well. So that's it, guys. That is this update. You can tell it has a lot of content, and it seems like the devs have thought through it, that not only are they giving away free coins, which we should be very thankful, adding a bunch of content, adding organization, adding new weapons, like they've just added everything. But in addition to all that, it seems like they've thought through the reward system, so they're not going to have to then change it later and say, oh, we're making it harder halfway through the season. So great job, devs. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys next time.